Hi again, friends. My name is May, and I have Edith here, my daughter. We are here with Happy Coffee Creative. We offer affordable, accessible art and creativity classes. Each week we'll post a new lesson with a new theme, and this week's theme is Wild Wonders. And this week we're drawing inspiration from Jane Goodall. So you may have seen our last video where we actually read a book about Jane Goodall. It was a lot of fun. We also have our own workbook on this week's theme available to download. You'll see a link for that. There is a free version that you can download from our website. We also have a slightly longer version that you can get access to if you join the Happy Coffee Creative Club, which gives you for a monthly fee, you get access to new videos like this one every week, along with a new workbook and theme, and so many fun projects for all ages that kids can do. There are some in there that are better for teens or adults, and also some great lessons that you can do all together as a family. And one of the things that are available in that slightly longer workbook is a printout to make your own trading card based on our theme or inspiration of the week. So I have two of those printed out. Miss Edith, do you want to make a trading card with me? Okay, so when I teach my art classes in person, this is a thing that I always like to do for each of the famous artists or people in history that we study. This just kind of helps you make like a fun little collection of these trading cards, but also to remember all the fun people that you've learned about. So I am using just blank cardstock, which I believe I ordered from Amazon. These are just little 2.5 by 3.5 inch cardstock cards like this. These are also available, I know locally I've been able to get them at our Michael's or our Hobby Lobby. And I believe sometimes at the craft store when you find them, they're actually called trading cards. They're labeled that way on the package, but any kind of blank cardstock that is 2.5 by 3.5 inches will do. And each week when you download your new workbook from us, it will have a printout to make one of those trading cards in the back. So what you'll find there is an image and a back which has some text on it with some bullet points about the person or technique or whatever new fun thing that we're learning that week. Edith, do you have yours cut out yet? Almost. Once I get mine cut out, I can actually read to you some of our bullet points about Jane Goodall. So Jane Goodall was a primatologist and conservationist. She was born in 1934 in London. She was known for her detailed study of chimpanzee behavior in Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania. She named chimpanzees instead of numbering them, which was very unusual for the time, and recognized their personalities and emotions. She was also the first to observe chimpanzees using tools which challenged the definition of humanity. Edie, do you want to read the very last bullet point that's on here? Very last one.
Has written numerous books to share her insights and experience, inspiring May to protect the natural world.
That's right. So Jane Goodall is still alive and hard at work today, trying to protect the environments of the chimpanzees that she became so famous for studying. So once you have your trading card front and back cut out, you can just get a glue stick. What do you want to say?
And you will glue them together with just normal washable school glue.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be school glue.
No, it can be any kind of glue stick. You can use
not glue gun, though.
probably not a glue gun. What I like about glue sticks for something like this for paper is that if you use like the liquid Elmer's glue that you squirt out of the bottle, sometimes that can make your paper get mushy and bunch up a little bit. There are ways around that, but if you're not used to figuring out how to make that work for you, then a glue stick is a good, fast way to get this done.
I have a tip.
You do? What's your tip, Edie?
With gluing,
Please share.
with gluing, you can like sort of like, so you make like a quadrilateral, like cover all the like sides, like make a square like all around, and make an X in the middle. So it will stick in the middle and the sides and the sort of around the middle.
That's very good. So what you want to do is, we like to say in my art class, you make a sandwich. So you do the text on one side, the picture on the other, and your cardstock part goes in the middle. So you'll end up with this in the end, your picture on one side and your text on the back. And then what you can do is, each time that you study a new artist, make a new trading card, and you can keep these somewhere safe in a nice little stack, and that way you can come back to them later and study and freshen up on all the great things that you have learned. All right, so we're gonna get started on our project here. Today we're gonna be working on a jungle animal collage. It's the very first project that you'll find in the longer workbook if you're subscribed to our weekly lessons. But if you have the free version of the workbook, it's the only lesson that you'll find in there. So again, this is a jungle animal collage that we're going to be working on today. It's great for really all ages, but particularly toddlers and children. This is one that I love to do for our really little kids because it's great for practicing cutting and pasting, and also learning about different shapes and how we can put different shapes together to make things. So it's perfect for little ones who are just figuring out how to make things with all these different materials. So what you're gonna need for this is first and foremost construction paper. So we've got a good little stack that we gathered here. If you're looking for inspiration and you have that longer workbook from the website, then you'll find a little inspiration board in there based on this week's theme. So if you want some help deciding what color paper you should gather, you're welcome to use that. That's what I did. I kind of got all of our construction paper together and then looked at the colors that you see here and kind of narrowed it down that way. But you can use any colors you want, really. You'll also want, in addition to your paper, some glue. So if you made a trading card with us, just keep your glue sticks out, keep them handy, as well as your scissors. Edie, do you have scissors? Scissors, check. And we also have some markers as well. So construction paper, check. Glue, check. Scissors,
check.
And markers.
Check.
Another thing that we recommend having are some pictures of some animals. That's also, you'll kind of find some pictures of Jane with her chimpanzees throughout the workbook. Like, we've got our lovely chimp that's on the front of it. And then we also have, Edith and I have one of our little sculptures here, decorations from around the house, which is a little cheetah. So we've got that handy.
We did not make that in our craft videos.
No, we did not, to be fair, make this lovely cheetah that you see. Just so we're clear on that. Edith doesn't want to set unrealistic expectations. You can, again, use the pictures that are in the workbook. You can look for some pictures of animals in magazines. You can print some out from online, or maybe even some books that you have around the house. whatever you have available. Just get your hands on some animal pictures and keep them nearby and handy. Okay, so before we get started on this, we'll actually move the camera a little bit so that we can show you what we're working on up close. Actually, let's cut out our animals and make our backgrounds first. So Edie, what kind of animal are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do a chimpanzee.
A chimpanzee, perfect. Well, we definitely have a picture of a chimpanzee conveniently right here, ready to go. I really like tigers, so I think that I am going to look at our cheetah that we have here and kind of use it as inspiration for making my tiger. Okay, so what you want to do is first, we're going to look at our animal and we're gonna break it down into shapes. So sometimes whenever we want to draw something or make something, we think, oh my gosh, how do I get it to look like that? You know, and we get really intimidated. But actually everything is just made up of shapes. So for example, Edie, with your chimpanzee, what shape is his head?
An oval.
Show me what it looks like. Can you trace it in the air? What shape is it? And say a little louder for the camera, what shape is that?
An oval.
An oval, okay. And what about his body? I know it's kind of hard to see here, but it's almost just like a bigger oval, isn't it? If we
or like a rectangle.
You think like a rectangle?
Yeah, but like with the edges like sort of like flattened out and like the bases rounded.
Maybe like a square shape on the bottom, but oval on the top. Could be like this shape.
Yeah.
What about his arms? I'm waving my arms because our arms are really similar to chimpanzee arms. What shape are his arms? Just his arms.
They're like ovals, just really skinny ovals, but long.
Yeah?
So
We could say ovals or long rectangles. And then the hands, I like to say the hands are like rectangles or squares. And then fingers are really just long rectangles. Long and small skinny rectangles, aren't they? That's our little rectangles. Okay, and then if I'm looking at my cheetah that I'm gonna turn into a tiger, so for the head of a tiger, it's really just like
a circle.
Yeah, maybe like flattened a little bit. You know, it's not a perfect circle. It's kind of like an oval on its side.
It's a squish.
Yeah, and then for its ears, it's got two little circles on either side.
Semicircles because the bottom of it is cut off because of its head.
Very good. And then a circle kind of in the middle of its face for its snout.
Yeah, for its snout.
Yeah, and
then for its nose, it's like a really like bumpy rectangle, sort of.
Or an upside down triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for its body, I might put two ovals together, one for the top and then one for the bottom half. So I encourage you, if we have any parents who are doing this with especially our little kids, to kind of go through this, think about the animal that you're drawing and break it down into shapes and do just like what we did, trace them in the air first and be sure to name them as you're tracing them. Okay, so let's start by cutting out some shapes. So Edith, why don't you pull out some paper that is whatever color you want your chimpanzee's face to be.
Thanks.
And I am gonna do the same.
I want my chimpanzee.
Markers are super helpful here because what you can do is just the same as you trace your shapes in the air, you can trace them on your paper. So I've got my kind of smushed oval that's on its side for my tiger's face. And I have cut that out, and now I might switch to a slightly darker paper to do the snout, which is just going to be a smaller circle.
My chimpanzee sort of doesn't really have a snout.
Okay. You can draw his nose and mouth on there maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I've got this smaller circle that I'm just going to fit on there just like that. And I think I might do my ears, in the same darker brown, just to kind of make it a little bit different.
Our trash can is really full.
Is it? We have to clean out our trash can?
Yeah. It's mostly just filled up with craft paper that, like this goodie paper.
Yeah.
So it looks like a bear so far. Why am I looking at the
It
camera?
does sort of look like a bear so far. Okay, so now I'm going to do some more oval shapes to do my tiger's body. So I said I was going to do kind of a bigger oval shape for the top part, and then maybe more of a round one for the bottom, like this. Just getting all my shapes traced and cut out.
Oh, mine's... What am I doing? This is what my little face looks like so far. I'm mostly gonna do like really like... I'm not gonna do like intricate details. I'm really just gonna do like pretty like noticeable ones.
Alrighty. And then I need some arms and legs for my tiger. So I'm just gonna cut off some more rectangles. We need 4 of them, don't we?
Yep.
Not being too picky about any of this. Because I just want to have fun. And also I know when I get all of these shapes together, it will look great. So I've got legs. I need feet. My tiger needs feet to run with.
And to get food with.
Yes, to hunt with. That's very important.
Because if the tiger doesn't have food, which they're already practically going extinct, you know what? Since our trash can's full, I'm just gonna make a little tile.
I do think I want my feet to be a little bit bigger.
That's good.
That's very good. Can you show the camera what you have so far? Okay, so skipping forward a little bit, now that we've made a little bit more progress with our jungle animals, you have a couple of options once you have all of your shapes for your animal cut out. So your first option is to glue all your shapes down to a piece of cardstock, which is just thicker paper. So you can glue all your shapes down, and then once they're all glued down, cut around that to get the shape of your animal, and then you can draw on top of that. Another option would be to glue all of these shapes together without putting it down on any thick paper, or you can just glue it directly onto your background. So you could pick a piece of construction paper, like maybe green, and you could draw some things on there and just glue these shapes down directly on the back. So which one do you want to do? The reason that we glued our shapes down to some thicker cardstock like this is now I have got a whole separate animal, especially after I draw all of his stripes and everything else on him, or her, that's right. So whenever we have our background up, we can do some really fun stuff with acting some things out and moving our animals all across the page before we actually glue them down. So here in just a second, I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've moved the camera a little bit closer so you can see. I've got my tiger with some lines for its stripes drawn on there and its eyes and nose. And now you can kind of see why I wanted to keep mine on some cardstock separate from the background, because you can do a lot of fun things with this. If my camera was even closer, I'll show you to where, let's say, get it situated. What we have is kind of like a little movie set, and I'll do another video on this sometime, but something that I have played around with a lot are stop motion animation videos. Those are always a lot of fun to do. I'll have to, like I said, do a whole separate video, another day for the process of doing that. But actually, once you have a background and you have a little creature like this, you're already part of the way there. Then what you just have to do is set up a camera, kind of like what I've got here, but close up like it was a second ago. And you just want to take a picture and then move your tiger and take a picture and then move your tiger. I'm saying tiger, but it's whatever fun animal you have. You could do some birds and butterflies in your background and move those around. Another option that you have is you could draw these animals on felt and cut them out of felt. And when you do that and you have the felt animals and then the felt background, you can stick things on it and it will stick just like Velcro, and you can move them around and you can act fun things out that way, either just for fun or filming with pictures to make a little animation, like I said. So for your little ones, parents who are doing this with little toddlers, it's always fun to play with them at this point, get them to move it around the page and practice making the sounds. What kind of sound does our tiger make? Rawr, yeah, that's always a lot of fun. But once you are done playing around, if you get to a point where you're done playing around, you certainly don't have to. You can then go ahead and glue your animal down so that it can rest and have a lovely little home on its page.
And you can, if you're trying to make like a raccoon or something, you can try making a tree like with a little let's say like tree with like a little den maybe, or maybe if you want to be silly, you can make a raccoon just sticking its head out of the trash can with the top of the trash can.
Those are all great ideas, Edie. Where's your, are you about done with your chimpanzee?
Yeah, but I already glued my own.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's to show the other way that you might do it. I just felt like doing some quick tree trunks on mine. And Edie, do you want to hold up yours? I know you're going into a lot of detail, which is awesome, but show them what you've got so far. So Edie went ahead and glued hers to the background, and now she's coloring that in. It looks so good. So you can keep this as simple as you want, or you can make it super detailed. And that's why this is great for all ages, because if you really wanted to get into this and as an adult or a teen and make this a longer activity and get more focused and detailed, there's certainly plenty of room to do that. Or you can keep it very, very simple, even simpler than this, and just have some fun with the little ones learning about shapes and animals and all that great stuff. So that is all for this first Wild Wonders lesson. And again, this video is obviously out there for free, and there's a link where you can download the free version of this lesson and the workbook that goes with it. But there's also a longer version available if you sign up for the Happy Coffee Creative Club, where we have weekly lessons that will go up. We will post a few video tutorials there, and the longer workbook that you get has about 12 different project ideas in it across all different age groups. Edie, you want to show off your progress? Is this all finished? She used a metallic marker on hers in the background there, so it looks really, really cool. You want to show? Yeah.
Not sponsored, not affiliated.
Yeah, not sponsored, not affiliated. Good note there. Okay, so that's it, and we will see you all next week with a new lesson and next week's theme.
I look really cool because the